So as I've told you guys many times before in past videos, I go to a middle school or voluntary school or whatever you want to call it, focused on IT, computer science and stuff like that. And when most people think about stuff like that, and when people think of IT, computer science, stuff like that, they think, oh yeah, it's so easy to find a job. It's absolutely easy. I mean your job and your school and the type of education you go to allows you to have such a great opportunity at work, and it allows you to find places to work on so much more easily. And to that, I'd say that you're completely wrong. Now, yeah, sure, going to a middle school focused on IT and computer science may get you a higher paying job and may get you a better job. But until you find that job, it's absolute hell. And the greatest example of this, at least in my opinion, has been with me in these past few months. Now, I don't know how it is with your school, but in our school, we have a few weeks of mandatory work that we have to serve, which is like around a 2 or 3 week period, like maximum to a month, where you basically go to some company to work and basically improve on the skills that you've already learned. Now, typically this is towards the end of the year, so not only is it much easier for the students to organize themselves, and not only is it more viable, but it gives students more time to find a place to work. And at first, I didn't really worry too much, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to some company and I'm gonna work for like a few weeks and that's that. But I was completely wrong. And you might be asking, why is that the case? Well, you see, just like I said a few minutes ago, IT and computer science can get you really good jobs with really high payments and really good conditions and so on and so forth. But the problem is until you find that job. It is, I wouldn't say impossible, but it is quite hard to find an actually good and sustainable and actually nice company to work on, especially in a smaller country like Slovenia, where most of its companies are focused on industries and just more industrial works and stuff like that. And while yeah, technology is a big part of those works, it's not 100% of those works. And IT and computer science and stuff like that make up a lot smaller of a percentage of Slovenia's economy and working force and so on than you might think. Now, this isn't the only reason why it's harder to find a job. It's also because almost everybody as of recently wants to become an IT expert or a computer science expert. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, typically a lot of people go to IT and computer science for one main reason, and that is the jobs that they can get, the opportunities for all the good paying jobs and for all the good condition jobs they can get. And so that's why a high number of people go for computer science or IT middle schools. And that's nothing bad, that's actually good. But for people who want to get a job in a smaller country like Slovenia, it's absolute hell. And all of this leads me to one of my biggest points probably as to why it is so hard to find a job in the IT/computer science department, especially for teenagers like me and others as well. It is because the competition in the overall scope of IT and computer science is insanely high. If you don't apply way earlier on than others for work or just anything IT or computer science related, you are bound to be set in a battle royale against other people to fight off, I guess, quote unquote, for who will get the working place slash who will get to work in that specific company and who will get that specific place in that specific company. And it is just so frustrating. But yeah, those were my main points slash reasons as to why it is so hard to get a work in the IT/computer science department. And hopefully in the future, it will actually get better and it will actually get fixed.